If you're having difficulty trusting that your journey to become a mother will be successful, maybe due to your age, medical diagnosis, or past history, I'm going to talk about the different levels of trust you can embody depending on your understanding of conscious manifestation and law of attraction and where you are on your spiritual journey. I'll describe the different levels, starting with the most basic and going to more advanced principles. Choose what fits in your belief system. If you don't vibe with the more advanced understandings, ignore them and stay where you're most comfortable, or allow yourself to stretch a little to embrace a more advanced level. There's no right or wrong. It's totally up to you. Intentional manifestation works at any level of understanding, from the most basic to mind-bending principles. The advanced levels are more for you manifestation geeks like me, who live manifestation as a lifestyle rather than a one-off tool to get something specific like your baby. As you go up the levels, you incorporate each one and expand them to include the next level. So you don't ignore the first levels, you just unfold them in and add on top of them. Let's start with the easiest level of trust and the most important one. So this is really the only one you need. If you're unable to move beyond this level because your belief system doesn't align with the next levels, it's totally fine because it's more than enough. So what it is trust in your body and its internal wisdom. This is the built-in intelligence that allows your heart to beat, your digestive system to extract nutrients from your food, to circulate the oxygen in the air to all your cells and organs, to allow your brain and eyes to process this video without your active input. I invite you to trust that your ovaries and uterus know what they're doing, and they will do their jobs just as beautifully as any other system. I can already hear many of you saying, but my age, but my medical diagnosis, but I haven't been successful. It doesn't matter what you add after the but, drop it. Ignore the circumstances. The affirmation and mantra is, I trust my body, period. End of sentence, no buts. Because as soon as you start dousing them with doubt and anxiety, you chip away at an otherwise smooth, well-oiled system. So blanket them instead with deep trust. This trust in your body will give you a foundation of peace and confidence that is crucial on your motherhood journey. I had a client who had met her husband at 40 and so didn't start trying until she was 43. Right from the start, she had doubts and concerns because doctors, media, and her own fears highlighted her age and medical conditions as obstacles. But she kept in mind what I said about needing only one egg and decided to trust in that. Despite the roller coaster of emotions and repeated setbacks, her trust stayed steady. She continued to believe in her body's capability. Evidently, she would hear my voice every time she had doubt. Holding on to the belief of just one egg allowed her to continue moving forward. After a little over a year of working together, she was able to get pregnant naturally. Once you can really hook into the trust in your body, you're then ready for level 2 of trust. Trust that everything is for your highest good and is part of your path, even if it's not your preference. That includes trusting in the timing of your life and understanding that the only thing you can control are your actions, behaviors, and thoughts. This means understanding that there is a perfect timing for everything. And sometimes what we desire takes longer to manifest because it's not just about you. Your desires interact with other people's journeys, including your baby's, and the universe's timing. Trusting in this timing means letting go of impatience and frustration, and instead embracing a sense of calm and assurance that everything will happen as it's meant to. All experiences, positive or negative, help you grow and actually bring you closer to your desires, often in unexpected ways. It's about loving your life and yourself unconditionally, knowing that everything is contributing to your highest good. This may be especially difficult if you've had pregnancy losses, extraordinary health issues, or spent a ton of money on fertility treatments without success. The issue is that if you negate them in any way by saying you don't want them, you avoid them, you blame them, you're removing them as a stepping stone in your path, and you won't be able to move forward easily because you're stuck where you are. Can you challenge yourself to see the negative and difficult situations as opportunities for growth and expansion? At the very minimum, they are opportunities to provide clarity of what you don't want, but they can be times for you to dig deeper for what's really your underlying fear or fears. The situation is presenting you with a mirror to look at yourself and ask why you're triggered, why you're feeling the way you feel about your current circumstances. Maybe you're scared of loss, of being alone, of being judged, not being good enough, not deserving. Whatever it is, root it out and embrace that part of yourself that wants to remain hidden. Bring that shadow aspect of you out into the light so that it can be acknowledged and comforted. And those insecurities can be transformed into feeling loved, safe, secure, acknowledged instead. I had a client who had 3 miscarriages before she came to me. On one hand, she was determined to have a baby, but on the other hand, she was understandably worried of getting pregnant because she was afraid that she would have another pregnancy loss. I helped her reframe her losses so that she could see them in a more positive light, and that was that she was able to get pregnant. She could see the silver lining, but she kept slipping into the fear of another loss. So our work revolved around her going back to the first point of trusting her body, because fundamentally she didn't trust that her body could carry pregnancy to full term, and to stop bringing her past into the present moment, which will affect the future. Long story short, she was able to release the story she had created around the miscarriages, and she was able to be successful. Once you have embodied levels 1 and 2, you're ready to go to the next level. Trust that what you want already exists, that your baby is already here. They're not physicalized yet into the material reality, but their spirit is here, already with you, waiting for the right conditions to manifest physically. You may already have experienced or connected with them in your dreams, meditations, or even waking state. This process then becomes a revealing of what is already here, rather than creating from nothing, which is way harder. With your consistent trust in your baby being here already and wanting to be with you, the revealing gradually shifts them from spirit to the material world. The key to transitioning them from spirit to physical reality is in your consistent belief and trust in this connection. It's about maintaining a state of openness and readiness without desperation or fear. And this is where the principle of inspired action comes into play. Inspired actions are actions that come from a place of love, joy, and excitement. They are the steps you take because they feel right and joyful, not because you're afraid of what might happen if you don't. More often than not, these steps won't even seem relevant to the baby journey, but they're important to move you into an emotional state that's more closely aligned with the frequency of your baby. The main point is that there's nothing you need to force into place as long as you let your trust guide you to inspired actions that you're excited about, rather than those you do out of anxiety that time is running out. When you're following your excitement, you go with the flow, which means you're in the path of least resistance and most allowance. I had a client who had very vivid experiences of connecting with her spirit baby in meditation. The spirit baby is the soul of her unborn baby. Her spirit baby was very eager to connect and communicate with my client, so her baby was very instrumental in guiding my client to success. He would tell her what she needed to eat more of, eat less of, what she could do to create the environment that he liked, what colors he liked, what games he liked to play, all sorts of guidance that was critical to her success. They were very fun to work with because the baby was so engaged in the entire process of preparing for conception. Now, I'm going to nudge you a little more outside of your comfort zone, if I haven't already, for a level 4, where we go into the realm of quantum possibilities and the idea of infinite timelines, where every potential outcome exists simultaneously, including the one where you're holding your healthy baby in your arms. Within this framework, your current reality is just one of countless versions playing out in parallel dimensions. The notion might seem like something out of science fiction, but it's rooted in the principles of quantum physics, where particles can exist in multiple states at once until observed. There are infinite timelines. The reality you're experiencing isn't the only one. There are other parallel realities occurring at the same time. We don't perceive them because our bodies aren't sensitive enough to sense them. In order to shift to your preferred reality, you change your frequency with your emotions. Like a TV set, each channel has its own frequency. Your preferred reality has a specific frequency, and that frequency is determined by the emotional experience you expect to have when you have your baby. Is it love, joy, fulfillment? Whatever they are, tune into the frequency of your vision consistently enough with your emotions, then your reality will start shifting subtly to reflect your higher internal state. If your primary emotions are frustration, stress, doubt, that's what you'll be surrounded by and given over and over again. However, if you choose high frequency emotions of curiosity, play, fun, calm, your reality attracts more situations of a similar vibration. The other channels still exist, so the channel of doubt is still there, but you can make a conscious decision of what channel you want to tune yourself to and live in. This shift doesn't happen overnight, nor does it imply that you ignore or suppress negative emotions. Instead, it's about consistently choosing to focus on and cultivate emotions that align with your vision. Engaging in activities that spark joy, practicing gratitude, and visualizing your life as a mother can help tune your frequency to the channel of your preferred reality. Over time, your external reality will shift subtly to reflect your internal state of joy. I had a client who had a really hard time trusting that doing everyday things that she enjoyed would make a difference on her baby journey. It was because things like going for a walk, prioritizing self-care, meditating weren't urgent, so she tended to let herself either work after work hours or distracted herself with social media or TV. It took a lot of discipline for her to embrace downtime as something meaningful. Eventually, and to be honest, it took months for her to get to the point of enjoying them. But when she did, that's when she could really notice the difference in herself, in how she responded to situations where she would previously be triggered and be sent in a tailspin, but now would be cool, calm, and collected. This helped to create a peaceful internal state that was much more conducive to getting pregnant, which she eventually did. The key is consistency and choice. By consciously choosing high-frequency emotions like curiosity, playfulness, fun, and calm, you invite experiences of a similar vibration into your life. It's not that the challenges or doubts stop. They're still there, but you choose not to give them your primary attention or emotional energy. This deliberate choice shifts your focus and, by extension, your reality. The practice of aligning with your desired reality through emotional frequency is a powerful manifestation tool, and this is what I teach to my clients, so I promise you that it works. As you experiment with this concept, observe the changes in your life, however small they may be. These changes are evidence of your shifting reality, guiding you closer to the manifestation of your child in the physical world. And these are the reasons why age, medical diagnosis, and past history don't matter on your motherhood journey. Play with them, try them on for size, choose what resonates with you, and just be consistently in that trust. Remember, there's no need to force yourself to a level that doesn't resonate with you. Each step up the ladder of trust and manifestation builds upon the last, but the pace at which you climb is yours to choose. Trusting your body and its wisdom can set a powerful foundation for your motherhood journey. And if you feel called to explore further, each level gives you a new tool for your manifestation toolkit.